Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be doing a video on petite sirloin steak or ball-tip steak. And I actually think this cut of meat is perfect for the keto diet, and it's good for your pocketbook. It's right around $3.99 a pound, so it's a decent steak for pretty much inexpensive. So today I have joining me my wife, who's an apprentice meat cutter. And how long have you been an apprentice for, or soon to be an apprentice?
About a month.
About a month now? Okay. So she needs a little bit more of experience cutting meat, so we're going to be doing more of these videos together, and I'm going to show her how I do it. I know every meat department is different, but we're going to see how she was trained and how, if you guys agree with with how her boss trained her, or if you guys like my way. So leave a comment down below what way you like better. No, my way, that's for sure. Alright guys, stick around and we'll get right into the video. Alright, so if you're buying these whole in a bag, they come, there's actually quite a few in here. There's probably like 6 or 7 in there. Generally they're about 3 to 5 per bag, and they vary in sizes. These ones are pretty big. Looks like I just open these up right now. Put these in the pan over here because it's going to be kind of bloody. Three, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So we got 7. Alright, so first we're going to see how my wife was trained on how to cut these.
So first I gotta wear a cutting glove.
Yep, always remember cutting safety. So if you're trying this at home, watching these videos, just know you want to be as safe as possible if you don't have the experience with a knife. And even the most experienced person can cut themselves. So we're either, this is a chainmail cutting glove, or we have a cloth cutting glove right here.
Alright, I chose this one. Got fat. Standing it up. And then I'm going to trim off any extra fat. This one's pretty lean. Okay. And I'm gonna cut right here because this is, we make kebabs at work, so.
So if you're just doing this at home, you can use that for stew meat, or I think that's really about all you can make out of it, unless you want to grind it, but it's going to be pretty lean. So
yeah, I'm using my thumb.
Here, I'll let you use my big knife for that. You can use these bony knives to cut steaks, but it's a little bit awkward. You don't really have the blade length to go through the meat.
It's like a little more pressure now that the camera's on.
Ah, it looks like you're doing pretty good.
This is only my 3rd time cutting these. Oh, that one's a little.
Every meat department has their own way of cutting certain things, or cutting methods, I guess is what you call that. Mine's a little bit different.
Okay. There's my steaks. And that could probably be used for like the stir fry, like you're saying.
Yeah.
It's only my third time cutting these.
Stew or stir fry, you could probably
do with that. So you got about three pretty good steaks. Looks really good, of course. So yeah, that looks really good. Let's check out my method. You're always going to be a little bit more partial to your own method on how to cut things.
Vote for me.
So the way I cut these, I don't really wedge all the fat completely out. I just cut the fat like that. And I tend to use this for a lot of things. Probably most of it for like whittling the fat. I probably could do better with my boning knife, but I'm kind of comfortable doing this. Honestly, I leave a lot of the fat on there. Like any of that slimy stuff, I'll take that off just because it doesn't look that appealing. Here's a little bit of gristle buildup in here you want to take off. Just like that. And there's our fat pile, trim pile. And the way I like to cut these for minimal waste is try to find the least amount of meat you're going to cut off. So maybe about this angle, just square that up. You got these two little pieces. You are going to have a little bit of a wedge, so you got to cut a thicker steak out of it. And then I cut my, you notice she cut hers left to right. I cut mine right to left. It all works, but it just depends on your department and how your meat manager wants you to. It's really up to personal choice, but as long as you get the job done in the end, that's all really that matters. And we tend to cut our steaks a little bit thicker at work, so like in this situation, I'd come over here and just cut a tiny little wedge off this end piece right here. That way, when you're cooking this in the pan, it'll still stay up. You know, you can flip it over. So I got 4 relatively uniform steaks right here, and this is my little. I'd probably want to grinding this, or yes, all these pieces here. Not too much, but that's the way I was kind of trained. Is we don't make kebabs at work, so we have to utilize every single piece. And if I was to take that big chunk like my wife did, I mean, at least they can utilize it to some degree at work, but they can make kebabs out of it. But my work, I would either have to chop it up for taco meat or maybe stew meat. That's it. So anyway, that's how I do that, and we're just gonna finish cutting these steaks. You want to cut a few more?
Sure.
Okay. Just for giggles, you want to try my method? See how you like it?
Oh boy.
See, stuff like this, like I would cut that off, but honestly the majority of this, there's really not a whole heck of a lot of fat other than that little wedge that you just have to cut out. Now she's just cutting off that, I don't even know what kind of material that would even be called, just
Snot looking stuff. Okay. Just trim it up a little bit.
okay.
So do it your way now.
You can if you want to.
That's right.
You want to use a big knife?
Sure. Feels weird doing it this way. Feels like they want to be thicker steaks when I cut it this way. And I'm normally left-handed, so this is,
Awkward doing it that way.
yeah. Take 2. Still not too bad for,
No, just whatever your preferred method is, as long as you make the steaks look good and they can sell, then that's all that really should matter. Oh, yeah, it looks good. And I'll cut one more and we'll wrap it up. It's pretty straightforward, easy cut of meat, so
and this will be a lot of meals for,
yeah. And we're on the carnivore diet. I keep wanting to say keto diet, but I'm type 1 diabetic, so it works out a lot better for my health. My blood sugars are way more stable being on this diet, so we're starting to buy a lot more meat. And I've noticed, let me get your hand out of the way. I've noticed eating meat, you don't really eat a lot of it because it fills you up a lot quicker. So it's not really that too terribly expensive. You don't have to just buy ribeyes either. You could buy some more inexpensive cuts of meat. So let me try your way and see how I like it. So the idea this way is, I guess, to use your thumb as like a measurement of how thick you want the steak. But to me it just feels awkward.
that's how I felt doing it your way. Good to be versatile.
Yeah, I mean it all works. You get the job done the same way in the end. So yeah, not too bad looking. And the way I do it, also you can, let's turn this stuff up again. A little wedge of fat out.
Are we gonna make hamburger with the trim?
The trim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
We'll do that in the video.
Yeah, the problem is this is if you make hamburger with this amount of material, this is not really going to go through your grinder. It's just going to get stuck in the grinder head or the auger. So you're probably going to waste a lot of it. You want to make sure you have enough to go through the auger and through the grinder head to actually make something. So that definitely wouldn't be enough. That'd be like taco material, or can't feed it to my dog now because he's got a weird food allergy. So alright, so I'll square this up. Square this end up. So I mean, the way I do it, you can also do it the same way. Just use your fingers as kind of a guide. Just, you know, put it right there. And then I put my fingers over top of the meat and then kind of grip the knife a little bit to kind of guide it through. So it's almost the same way of going like this, using your thumb as your measurement. Instead of doing that, I just kind of eyeball it and judge how thick I want it, and then I just use my fingertips to guide it down, and then use my other hand just to guide it through. So either way works. And we got 2 more to cut. I might leave one as a roast just to try it out on my smoker. Pretty much almost everything I cut goes on my smoker. Just so convenient, and the flavor is amazing. So if you guys don't have a Traeger, I would definitely recommend getting one. So I'll let you finish up the last one. Those knives seem sharp to you?
Yeah.
Cool. Just got done sharpening my knives today. I bought a Tri-Stone for about 80 bucks, super cheap. It's it's like a professional grade quality, so it's pretty robust. I'll have to show that on my channel sometime soon. Not the best at sharpening, but I get by. One of those things where you just have to to learn it and keep practicing.
I feel like the meat sticks more on these kind of gloves.
Yeah, that's why I don't like those cloth ones. A lot of the guys at the at my meat shop, they wear latex gloves over top of these gloves to keep any kind of meat material from getting inside there. So the same way with that cloth glove, probably work pretty well.
Yeah, I like the chainmail ones better.
Yeah. You definitely cut pretty uniformly, so that's good. A lot of people will cut and it's like shaped like a triangle when they flip the steak over. It's real thick on one end and skinny on the other end, but half the battle is just making a decent, decent steak. So yeah, they look really good. Alright guys, so that's quite a bit of meat for one bag, and I think the bag was about, you said $67 you paid for that?
And it was 18 pounds.
And that was with her discount, so normally would have been $71, $3.99 a pound, so it's not too terribly bad. We've got over 30 steaks here. That's enough for one steak per day, and that's not bad for $70. So
very little waste too.
Yeah, really little waste. You only got that much fat, and honestly, probably could have left, or we probably could have left the majority of the fat on there. It's not really going to hurt anything. It's just going to add more flavor to the meat while you're cooking it. Got this for our trim that you could use for, if you like doing kebabs, you can use these end pieces for kebabs or stir fry or stew meat, one of those. Then we got one right here for maybe roast. I've never tried a petite sirloin roast, so I'm going to throw that on my smoker and see how that turns out. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Hopefully that gave you another option for some cheap keto or carnivore steaks to buy, and save you some money for the month on your protein bill. I know this definitely will help. Quite a bit of savings, so that's like $71 basically for all of this right here, so it's not bad at all. So if you guys like that video, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and obviously that's a like. Comment down below and let me know what you guys thought about this video and what you guys think about this cut of meat. It's to be honest, it's not really my favorite. Last time I had this cut was like 10 years ago, because it's a medium toughness, and I didn't exactly have the cooking experience I do now, so I might have a different opinion once I cook all these up. So alright guys, I hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I will see you on the next video.